Hello, greetings. Happy Friday night or Saturday morning. Greetings for this connection of extraterrestrial connections, whatever it might be. There's a hurricane going into Texas right now. Send our love and support. Jeez, sucker is going to hit, I think, 1 o'clock tonight. Or whatever time it is for them. But either way, it's going to be a Cat 4. So, and most likely they're not prepared because hurricanes don't normally go in that direction. Not really, not often. So, of course, Florida, we're just a sitting duck out here. So, anyway, send our prayers to them. Jeez. As for future hurricanes, it is. I don't believe. I don't like. I don't. I think it's going to be mostly a slow season. I think it's over around November, so we still have some time. But from my feeling is it's going to be a slower season, which I pick up. But anyway, at the moment, it feels like it's going to be a slow season, and that's the first one. And I believe Hurricane Andrew hit Miami. I don't know how long. That was a long time ago. That was around the end of August or sometime, something like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah, it's a hard time for sure. Yeah, I had to change the screen resolution on this thing, so now instead of using the other direction, uh, this is Zoom, and I had to change things around. But I think this is more, so I should be able to fill the video frame on YouTube. It's very strange, but anyway, I was using another program, but the file was huge. And it took like 5 hours to upload. So anyway, trying to avoid that this time. The quality is not going to be exactly the best for this, but it's all right. I don't have time for all of that. So anyway, for hurricane, I'm not sure what the name of it is, but either way, the hurricane that's heading for Texas definitely send for our love to that Jesuit, at least to heighten to power it down. It's let's see. I mean, obviously, it's there to change lives. And if you wonder if there's, what causes timeline shifts, well, there you go. It won't happen for everyone, but will happen to quite a few out there. So, and so it has its purpose, obviously. So, it's not just to call death and destruction. Hopefully, it doesn't cause any death, but it's just the way it's there for a reason, obviously. So, obviously, want the less impact, the better, but it's under love, of course. Okay, going down the headline list. One of them I didn't post. I'm not going to post it on the web, but anyway, I like to show you what I'm talking about. And just go look it up. Another headline to lighten things up a little bit. Jeez. One moment, I'm going to get one of my favorite, or the stones I usually hold. Michelle Obama is a man. Apparently, that's in a headline right now. I don't believe she's a man. She might have a lot of manly parts to her, masculine energies. I could be wrong, but I don't think that's a man. If that was a trans, that would be very. I don't know how they can keep that quiet, and I don't think she is. But anyway, it is immersed in its own way. Anyway, you'd think some. I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't think she is. I'm not feeling it. Let's put it that way. So, you think that would leak out somewhere somehow? Especially the kids. Kids would definitely know, and I guess it'll be all right, but some of it might need some therapy, maybe. But of course, they don't necessarily have to make that public. But I'm not saying it. So there's some kind of I'm not going to post it, but do Michelle Obama a man or man like you'll see. So I'm not going to post it, but anyway. Okay, in other news, I believe Burning Man is going to start. That's pretty much a rich person's. It's out in the middle of the desert. I forget what the name of it is, but oh well, let's ask the she devil here. Okay, Google, raise volume to 4. I think it's okay. Raise volume to 6. Okay, Google, raise volume to 6. That might have been way too. Come on, Google. Okay, Google, lower volume to 6. Never mind. All right, we'll just let her talk. Okay, Google, see how loud she is. What is Burning Man?
According to Wikipedia, Burning Man is an annual gathering that takes place at Black Rock City, a temporary city erected in the Black Rock Desert in Nevada.
Okay. I thought it looked like the volume went all the way to like max. Like, geez, how is that? It's like 11 o'clock at night. So anyway, yeah, there's nothing out in the desert, obviously. So they bring their little homes there, or whatever it is. And they live out there for like a week. So that sounds like fun. And a lot of tech companies go out, a lot of the CEOs go out there and stuff like that. Rich people want to be somebody or whatever it is. I don't think it's cheap either. It started really small, then it just kind of blew up. So anyway, so that's going on the 27th, I believe. It's the 25th. Yeah, so I believe it's the 27th when it starts. I imagine they're all rolling in there now. So anyway, and if you care, I believe it's on YouTube Live somewhere. Maybe not now because it hasn't started, but you never know. They used to do Burning Man Live. Should find old recordings. I believe there's a new recording of it. It might be pretty boring, but whatever. So anyway, that sounded pretty helpful, didn't it? So okay, okay. What's our subject for today? I would do questions on YouTube Live, but I'm not live right now, so I can't do it. So I'm working up to that. I'm kind of taking a break from questions to questions on the site, and to also those that everything has been answered to yesterday, 22nd, 22nd, 23rd. The majority of everything's been answered. Anyway, if not received an email from me, and you submitted on the 23rd. If not received an email from me, that means your email is not working. I'll be contacting you eventually. There's only one that's out there like that. I just want to put that out there in case the person finds this. Anyway, communicate. Well, anyway, that's what it goes. So yeah, make sure you put in your. Oh well, before we begin, because what this is about, subject matter. Obviously, we're going to open up to anybody that's coming through. Also, I'm going to go into the Jesuits, and most likely I'll title the video of that. See how things go. The Jesuits, basically, it's I guess they're connected to the Black Pope. The Pope currently is a Jesuit, and basically see what I get on all this. I mean, obviously, a lot of it's already out. Well, basically, it's like a cover for the Illuminati, stuff like that. But also the Jesuit, I mean, obviously it's not all just, darkness, but it does have its efficiency of running our society. It's, like the Masons, it's behind closed doors, of course. But either way. As for what we're going, let's see, if you don't know anything about me, or if you care, or you're willing to find out more, if you dare, this is I'm not sure what this is. My screen's all different. Anyway, this is IvanTeller.com. Yeah, the screen might be look a little bit blown out, blown up big, but anyway, we're trying to be as efficient as possible. Anyways, private sessions. This is my calendar for the week. Yeah, I'm like super available. Aliens and spirits channeled. This gift card is also easy purchase. There's also other ways of connecting. Whoops. There's also Google Hangouts, Skype, Zoom, and channeling by phone. There's also, if I can find it, just join the webinar. Whoops, there's a schedule. I'll update. Oh yeah, I'll update that. I'll go into that in a second. I've been mentioning it already about my schedule next week, or the week after. But anyway, here you can submit a question. It'll be 5 minutes long. You receive an audio file. You can also do a transcript. Also, if you just like to have that, or if you can't understand what I'm talking about, which I completely understand. Also, alternative payments. There's also iTunes and Android for just basically to get easy access to what I'm doing. Basically, I'm giving back. Let's put it that way to those that are part of the webinar and everybody else. There's also donations. If you want to keep the broadcast going, there's also about page to learn more about me. There's a video page that I kind of updated a little bit, but maybe not. Oop. That one didn't go too good. That one didn't go too good either. Anyways, it's like a quick reference of who I am. Of course, you're on YouTube, so anyway. Enough about that. There's also Spirit Social, Ivan Teller Services, submit a question, Fast Life Regression Healing, message from Yeshua, 5-minute healing, channeling consulting, 30-minute session. This is another place to get sessions, spiritual connections, one question from a day, chakra healing from a day, soul painting from Stephanie, and angelic Reiki from Miguel. There's also other sessions and other attributes here you can check out. Also, mentioned this earlier. I know I'm going to be like the week of, next week, starting Tuesday, be a webinar every other day until Monday. So starting Tuesday, webinar every day, every other day, not every day. I got losing my mind as it is, just thinking about that. Because the week of Labor Day, I will not be available to do webinars. So, in case you're wondering what's going on with that. So, also, yeah, because I'm not doing the questions when I do the question portion, channel it being. I'm gonna start. Maybe tonight, probably not. Well, we'll see. Connecting to more beings, so like do a segment, do a segment of connecting to alien beings. The reason I'm not doing a whole lot of like channeling, Arcturians or whatever it might be, obviously I've done that already throughout my channel. Another thing is like the idea is for humanity to heal within, and aliens are obviously here to assist. But the idea also is for us to put in a little bit of effort there for healing. I mean, humanity likes to be in prison. We see that already. Just to put that out there. Economic slavery, for example, seem to enjoy our prisons. You call it a way of life, and it's actually slavery. Doesn't mean you have to like it, but of course you have to work with it to survive. And yeah, there's another, I've picked up on this actually a while ago, but yeah, humanity is being trained to be service to self. But to survive, obviously, I mean, what are you going to do? But of course, that's another thing for charities and all that. Of course, a lot of charities are freaking corrupt as hell. But anyway, it is a way of giving back to humanity. Of course, with friends and family, you realize not everybody has a job, so it's another way of us giving back is to support each other, either through family or whatever it might be. or a friend or whatever. So that's another way of breaking out of this chamber that we're in. Obviously, we're all being taught, to be service to self, prisoners, but also, to branch out, to give out to others, you know, to undo the programming. Now, of course, to truly undo the programming is to, one, I saw this on Facebook. Okay, I'm not big on Facebook, but anyway, somebody on there said he did not have any guides, which, probably is true. But I believe you do have like a backup unit somewhere. I don't think we're completely alone. Let's put it that way. I believe we have angels, obviously. But another thing, which I didn't go into, I was kind of talking about guides. It is true that, a lot of us don't, it is most of humanity, which would explain a lot, actually. They don't really connect to your guide. I mean, obviously you don't connect to your guides, but you do your own deal. There are many doing that, yeah. Obviously you do have guides too, like in the background. I mean, I believe everybody has guides, but if you, how you call it, don't want them around, or you want to run your own show, I believe there are in the background. I believe there are assisting in some regard. I don't think you can get rid of them, basically. I know. Anyway. Oh, actually, you can't. Anyway. But yeah, I believe it's whatever. I don't want to say that, you can't have. I mean, you can do whatever you want, basically. If you don't want any guys, that's fine. But I still think there are some around somewhere. They're just in the background somewhere. But I don't have all the answers, but I imagine that there is a function. It is fascinating to think about that, because many they shut off their guys and just do their own thing. That is true. That explains a lot, doesn't it? That's not everybody, but that is a good amount. I don't know, but it does feel like it's a heavy energy there. But anyway, that would explain the planet as it is right now. Anyway, then again, not to say guys are always the best either, because they have their issues too. But for the most part, I believe they are helpful. Anyway, we're all learning and undoing our chains. It does seem like many are not ready to heal within. They're like gathering data, but not really healing. And I believe, at least from my perspective, that those are connecting to, your higher energies, like you want to fly or whatever it is, just be go into the fourth dimension, basically, or fifth or sixth, whatever it is. It's like, I'm ready to be there's a word for it. I'm not connecting to it, but I believe you have that. You know what I'm talking about, Joe. I believe you will achieve that, or you are achieving it. And obviously, I would still believe you'll be giving back to humanity in some regard. But yeah, most of humanity is not ready at the moment, at least. They are slowly opening up, but then, yeah, the spirit world can be very strange, obviously. But then again, there are different timelines, different worlds. So some would say, oh, that's not right. But then again, actually it is. And different timelines, different realities, all this stuff is, whatever's coming to your mind exists somewhere. So to say it does not exist, not doing yourself any favors. Of everything exists, basically. Anytime a thought turns into a thing, and we're not quite there, at least globally thinking that way, as you can see. I'm not sure if I ever can. I believe I can. A lot of people are afraid of fourth dimension because it's a little bit. It's overwhelming. That's why the third dimension, paying your bills, and a lot of people aren't ready to awaken. So anyway, I was going to talk about the Jesuits. That's right. Okay, well, this kind of leads into the Jesuit. You can say, okay, we're going to leave. I'm not sure how far I'm going to go into this. For the Jesuit connections, obviously they do feel like they are our founders, for modern society. There are controllers. They are more ahead, I believe, of the Masons. I believe there were. I don't know anything history about the Jesuits, but I believe they're around a lot longer than the um, the Masons. Well, let's ask Cadillac, Maryland, whatever I'm going to call this. Okay, Google, tell me about the Jesuits.
According to Wikipedia, the Society of Jesus is a religious congregation of the Catholic Church, which originated in 16th century Spain.
So, okay, Google, tell me about the Masons.
On the website cbsnews.com, they say,
CBS.
Freemasonry began in medieval Europe as a guild for stonemasons, but lived on as a social organization.
Great place for. Thank you for that. Watered down. Anyway, I believe the Jesuits have been a while. I mean, yeah, the Masons have been around for a while, but how long have they been manipulated? The Jesuits have been manipulated from day one. I believe it's a lot longer than what Kid and Play over here says. The Jesuits feel like, yeah, there are puppet masters, basically. That's pretty much connected to your Illuminati. They're Illuminati tricksters. They are part of our puppet masters, basically. And obviously, as you can see, those are your black magicians. The hierarchy, of course. That is at least the vibration I am getting. Like, the Masons are still the workers. They're your millionaires, billionaires. They're your network, obviously. But the Jesuits have a network also, but I believe that one's a little bit harder to get involved with. The Masons, anybody can pretty much join that, such as the music industry, etc. The Jesuits is a little bit higher than that. It's their so-called version of spirituality. And obviously, it's a version of spirituality that they do not want you to connect with. They want you to connect to their version. They have different versions, obviously. Their version was connected to their guides, angels, whatever it might be, to dominate us. And then they put this other watered-down version, it's called religion, to enslave us. So there's probably other versions of that. I'm getting like two versions, maybe others, but anyway. Basically for human enslavement, which humans don't seem to have a problem with because it's part of our culture to be a slave. So to basically to how to undo the shackles, basically believe in your own. We're in still the Renaissance age of awakening, but also kind of like the dark ages of it still. As for our full awakening, it's like we're more people are going to connect to aliens, angels. It's going to become part of our culture. It's and people aren't going to be able to deny it. Right now, it's easy for them to deny because they go back. It's funny. It's like everybody's connected to aliens and all of this, and they say you're not connecting to it, but yeah, everybody's connected to it. So okay, whatever. It's like whatever you say. It's like the programmed human. What else you got for us? Yeah, because it's easily, it's obviously it's easy to download this stuff into people because it's part of our culture to be shut off from everything. I mean, people don't recognize they have a soul. They don't recognize they have guides. They don't recognize astral. They just see it all as fiction. It's done just a mastery over humanity. It's just amazing. So, I mean, let them say whatever they're going to say. I mean, people are denying all this. It's like they say the soul doesn't exist, but so what are you exactly? So it's all in your brain, and you're just like this, whatever. Like, what about ghosts? What about people have seen ghosts? People have seen aliens, but it's all just. It's quite fascinating how the manipulators are, doing their mastery over us. The Jesuits, yeah, they do seem like they do connect to a lot of archon, obviously. They can't do everything they can to. It's a witch's brew, basically, and it's done with such sophistication. Obviously, they use our money against us to basically use voodoo. We call it voodooism, you could say, against us. It's to basically keep us from connecting to our power. they're basically going to tell you that you're powerless. Connect to Jesus and God, which is fine. Connected to Jesus can be easily manipulated, but whatever. Even the God that they're talking about is the one in the Bible. It's very furious and very kind of dark and not a friendly one. So, of course, you can connect to any version of God you want to. And also any version of anybody for that matter, aliens, whatever it might be. But right now, I do feel. I mean, I've picked this up before. It's like there is a fear of, like, even channeling. There's a fear of it. I believe in the back of some people's mind that this is actually real and it's terrifying people to a certain degree. And, as people are, not everyone's going to be knocking all this off, not at all. But how many are truly healing, at least opening themselves up for a full healing? It's basically, well, no one's ever 100% healed, but when you're not letting like politics or anything get to you. But as for the Jesuits, I know I'm kind of jumping all over that, but let's see. Anything on? Basically, that is the Black Magicians, basically. Obviously, there are the ones that aren't, they're going to make themselves known. It does seem like the asteroid, they do attack us. Obviously, certain ones, like you have an astral attack, you'd be surprised it's a Black Magician as a part of a Jesuit. If you want to call it that, I think a Jesuit is a good way of calling it. As for mind manipulation, I do. Now, when I started, when I got my awakening in the beginning, like 2011, I saw, just visually, I saw like a guy in a black figure. He was sitting on a throne. It kind of freaked me out. Didn't say anything. It's like, okay, that must be the Illuminati then, because and I did have a dream about visiting the Illuminati and stuff like that. But that's before I really understood all this. But I pretty much picked up, like, I didn't go over and like talk. He wasn't saying anything to me, so anyway, I was on their radar. Let's put it that way. And we are all on their radar. And this goes into what I'm seeing with the Black Magicians. What I'm seeing is that they are, how do I word it? They see us. I want to say like technologies in front of them, but I believe their own spirituality is seeing us, like they can pick up on our consciousness and see where there's a problem, like such as channeling, becoming awakened. There's different types of channelers. There's channelers that are just out for the money or whatever. There's channelers that actually want to help humanity awaken. There's different types. Some get manipulated to become famous, whatever. They're on tour, whatever. Some are doing that. And does anybody truly evolve? I'm hoping I'm helping people evolve. I'm hoping. Well, if you want to or not. Hopefully I'm bringing assistance to evolving. Bringing four-dimensional energies into your life, basically to be less angry, less negative towards others, yourself, as easier said than done, but also to become more knowledgeable of your power, basically. I'm not sure how many channelers truly talk about that. Some do. They kind of gloss around it. But, either way, everyone has their own process. But anyway, and that goes from psychics, etc. Whatever. Anyway, from what I see with the Black Magicians, the Jesuit magicians, I'm going to call them that. They do have I do believe they use technologies, but also they have their own remote viewers and things of that sort. They do go into the fourth dimension also, from what I'm feeling. At least astrally. They might be here physically, but I do see them going astrally and actually be able to truly pick up, like astrally be here. Actually really to pick up on what's going on, which I haven't really tried yet. Maybe I'll astrally go to Washington, D.C. and see how that goes. I'm not sure if I want to go there, but anyway, just to try stuff out. Anyway, whatever. That's what I'm getting. And obviously they can't connect to everything, but I don't think there's a lot of them either. But there is what I see. What I'm seeing is okay. Have your Jesuit wizard people basically, Illuminati. Well, yeah, they don't find us all that. We're just cattle basically. Um, but yeah, we're the workers basically. Cattle. There's a movie called Metropolis. We're the workers basically. And they're the ones sitting in the big tower, just Well, anyway, there are your elites that are just fat, lazy, whatever, insane, transsexual, whatever it is, losing their minds, getting their sex change every week, whatever it is. David Rockefeller type of energies, whatever. Just you're rich. What is the other one? Rothschild also probably have their own kind of rich people's problems that are freaking insane. But also, then you have your black magicians that don't have any of that. No voice, and just like I guess you can call it like a Darth Vader type of being in some regard. If you want to, I don't want to use that, but it's kind of like that. It's like it's probably a better imagery because that's kind of what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is that like with the black projects, everyone's doing their work or whatever it is. They're with their dimension, they got problems, whatever, like everybody else does. But then you get like a magician person that just roams around and can like see through people's minds and stuff like that. Not entirely, but have a good idea of it. Like your wizard people, basically. That's what I'm saying. Mostly male. There are females, but I think it's mostly male. And their race is against women, female. I guess you can say. I don't think they can. I believe a lot of the positive ones are more female. You say your positive Illuminati is actually more female than male, which actually would make a lot of sense. But I am seeing like I don't want to use this imagery, but like a Darth Vader type of being. Not the robot stuff, but anyway, like a magician that goes through like the shadow, the deep state, whatever you want to call it. And they pop in, they pop out. I'm not sure if they telekinesis. I'm not sure if they're like going through dimensions, but I am seeing physically there and using their abilities to, such as North Korea. They don't have all the answers, but let me tell you, they can do like psychic pain, psychic attacks, and stuff like that. If you're not following, unless we have a presence here, actually, to be honest with you. Yeah, I kind of am, actually. I wasn't really expecting that. But anyway, that is what I'm getting for, using Dark Vader is kind of like but, you get the idea of it. And I am seeing like a black magician. I do see black hair. And maybe German, Sicilian, that type of kind of like a darker skin, maybe some light. I'm seeing more darker skin, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Romania type of air human. I believe they have to travel like us. They can't. Astral travel they can do. Obviously, they're more aware of it. But I think they still have to get in a car and go places. They can't just fly everywhere. At least that's what I'm getting. But yeah, they're not seen very well. They know everything about mind control for sure. And they do connect to reptilians and whatever it is. That is what I'm seeing on that. Yeah, but like when I connect to like the deep state, the lower energies, I am seeing like a major, like just it's like when you connect to them, they put all this fear into it. They know how you operate. They know how your mind works, so they easily get into it. Like they put fear, and it's kind of hard to break out of it. Right? Reptilians can do this too. They know how the computer works here, so they easily tap, and they do a absolute tap into you, and it shuts you down. So the reason I'm bringing it up is for you to know how to, what to expect if you do connect to something like this. As you awaken, you're going to see all this crazy stuff. And most of humanity is just going to laugh off and go into their, it's funny. It's like they'll laugh about all this, and they'll go and be manipulated by it all. It's kind of funny, though. It's weird. Obviously, we all are to a certain degree, but at least you become aware of it. At least you know what's going on. At least you can try to, feel it. But if you don't believe in any of this stuff, it's like, it's good to have at least an open mind. If you're more closed minded, it's easier to get controlled by this stuff. Because as you go up the ladder and you want to heal yourself, you're going to run into stuff that's not pleasant. It's just the way it is. Uh, Not to say it would be attacked, but I mean, isn't that what this is about? It's about opening humanity, opening up, going into controversial things to awaken yourself and others. Don't you want a better world? Well, is going against the grain of norm. And normal is being controlled. And you don't want to be in control. I want to be free. So to be free, you got to do stuff that's not going to be popular. It's just the way it is. So, but that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing more male magicians, unless at least of the dark. Of the light, actually, I see a lot of female magicians there. But they do go through a lot of stuff of, yeah, it's not easy there, that's for sure. But the females seem to be less dark. Not all, but some that are like the positive magicians here. Okay. It does seem like they can't interesting. They cannot be seen in public. How do you work that out? They can't make themselves known. So basically they have to run around as one of us. They gotta make sure they don't catch anybody's attention. They can use their own, like the Jedi stuff in Star Wars, which is funny. They use their own mind control. They use their abilities to basically block themselves out. Mostly they don't have to do that, but in some cases they might have to get attention. The idea is not to get attention. I'm getting that more from the female magicians, actually. I just saw something. Corner of my eye. I saw a light right there. So anyway, that kind of gives you. It's part of like an oath. It's like if you want to keep your power or whatever, you gotta follow these guidelines. At least that's what I'm getting from that. The dark ones are not going to talk to me at all. Obviously, they're listening. But this is how you awaken. You awaken yourself basically, not to have fear. As for humanity's manipulations, let's see. Usually, obviously, it's done through childhood and childhood trauma. Not just through the elite. The elite goes through that too, but humanity. The workers, us, we go through a different type of trauma, and it's done in a calm way, where it's like, oh, that's just life, right? Oh, that's just life. It's no big deal. It's just life. It's just, whatever it might be. I don't have to go into all details, but you kind of get an idea. We all go through some kind of stuff. And obviously, they're using chemical warfare against us, chemtrails, nanotechnology. Yeah, nanotechnology that we breathe. I believe you can clear all that. That's another reason why I'm going through all this. His idea is to heal all this nanotechnology. Most of humanity is just going to laugh all this off. A lot of them are weak. Humanity is weak for the most part, unfortunately. I don't like saying something like that. But also they have to learn, because of their lessons, but I believe humanity in general is weak, spiritually at least, is because it's not willing to accept all of this. It's just a bunch of wizardry, and it's like, you all have this. Everybody has psychic power of some kind. It's just so many humans are shut down. It's hard to believe any of this stuff. It's just that's mass manipulation. It's culture. Which is called mass manipulation, called culture. It's just, and obviously the soul is discovering itself through all this. But I believe the soul, the soul will find its answers that it's looking for, at least in this lifetime. As for a full awakening, you'd be surprised, because remember, like when I do these, like I guess you can say I'm trying to awaken as many people as I can. Obviously, my numbers aren't exactly the highest, because what I'm doing is not exactly popular. But still, I think I'm reaching a good amount of people, even if many do shut me down. It's like they don't believe in any of this, just shut me. Either way, I think I'm still reaching out to, a good amount with this. and I'm trying to reach out to people that are unaware of all of this. And maybe I'll find other efficient ways to do so, to reach out to more. But obviously, I'm going after those that are atheists to all of this, the spiritual atheists, is what we're calling it. For to crack that shell, at least you call me crazy, but at least you're aware of all of this. They might be calling me insane or whatever, or huckster, whatever. At least you're aware of what's happening here, because there are. I know I'm kind of diverting off, but there are beings here, obviously, and they're just waiting for us to open our minds up, basically. If you're waiting for our alien invasion, it's already happened. Unless humanity's going to shut that down and say, I don't see a spaceship landing. It's like, there have already been landing. That's already been recorded here and there. And now they're living among us. Not as us. Some of them are, but most of them aren't. Just in a higher dimension. I mentioned that just because hopefully I'll reach out to somebody new. But anyway, I know I'm Mr. Recap right now. But it feels like it's, I pick up on this stuff. It's going to get to somebody. If it gets to one person, that's fine. So I'm being told to do this for a reason, obviously. So continuing on, I think I kind of lost my track, but anyway. Obviously, the white magicians are, let's see. They are manipulated also. They have to obviously go through a list of things, a part of their was it cabal instinct or whatever it might be of efficiency. They can't be seen among us, but they can. Oh, the light ones are not controlling us; they're helping us. I believe they're using. It's like I'm showing is like a black magician will attack somebody, like the president, for example, and a white magician will bring assistance. Same goes for us. We get attacked, and then the white ones assist. Obviously, I have angels and guides and everything else, but I do see the magicians bringing assistance to this. It might be just psychic wars, where they're just connecting to consciousness, and they're all kind of telepathically connecting to each other, and they're seeing this person. It's like, will you please stop doing that to this such and such? They're doing like a mental mind game on each other. It's like, okay, this person isn't listening to me, so I'll talk to their friend, even if we're not really consciously connected. I mean, this is the stuff is going on. They don't really tap into it that much. But stuff is very real. Of course, we don't see it, but it happens. I mean, we have cell phone stuff going through us and TV and whatever else. And I know remote viewing is, I mean, obviously I believe in the black magicians and all that, but the remote viewing is very real. And that's part of our manipulation also. They're trying to, which when I'm talking about with the magicians is remote viewing. They're in another place. They are seeing what's going on. They're seeing individuals that are attacking or helping that person, whatever it might be. And that is what I'm getting at. And there are remote viewers that just remote view. I'm not sure. I think they just remote view. They're not actually attacking. They're just seers. And I believe it does go on screens also. I believe so, which is really crazy. But I believe they might put something on their head so they can at least see who they're connecting with and what's either way. There's a psychic war going on against us. And that's not the aliens. That's just us. That's the deep state. So, and it's just, humanity is, like I said, this stuff's wild out there, so they're not going to believe us. Like Alex Jones, for that matter. Alex Jones, a lot of stuff he says is very real, and a lot of stuff he's doing is like he's like shooting himself in the foot. But for the most part, he is telling the truth. For the most part, but obviously he has to run his business and all that, so he has to do, whatever things he's there properly. Anyway, but I don't think it's controlled, but it might be some anyway if you're there. Anyway, either way, and look how obviously has a good base up, fan base or audience, which is great. But still, humanity is still having a difficulty connecting to it. But still, it has a good audience, which is great. But then you get into the more metaphysics. People aren't going to believe this stuff. They're just not ready for it. They're just going to go call you just nuts and go. And it's funny. They call you crazy and then go get manipulated by it. It's weird. It's like, it's very bizarre. It's like they call you crazy and then they'll get manipulated by it through Netflix or whatever. And they'll watch a show about wizards and all that. And oh, shit's really going on. It's bizarre. Obviously, they're not going to tell you what they're truly doing. But there are ways of doing it, but they'll go into more details. Maybe they're going to do that for me. I don't know, whatever. Because I'm doing fiction stuff. I'm trying to, I might do stuff like this as for writing stuff, but I'm not helping them. I'm bringing it into the open, basically. So anyway, let's see what else we can get here. Yeah, many just don't want to hear it. It's really unfortunate because, but whatever, it's their deal. I guess humanity has to be tricked into understanding. You have to find it attractive, It's like right now, it's inevitable where the wave is going to come through. And they're just going to have to see reality for what it truly is. As for when that's going to happen, it's hard to say. Like, you're waiting for an alien invasion. It's already happened. I mean, look at the stealth bomber. That's so Zeta. And these other technologies here. It's like, you think we're that smart to create a lot of this stuff, jet engines and all that? It's like, come on. It's like, we had the little propeller stuff. I'm just surprised how we invented that. That was probably Palladian alien assisted also. Now we got jets, we got sound barrier, we got all this crazy stuff they haven't showed us. It's like, it's fun to be in the show, I guess, of not paying attention, or at least not believing what's going on. Of course, some people might say, how can I prove all of this? Well, you got to do it more of a spiritual, go by what you're feeling. Of course, a lot of people go, I don't believe anything you're saying. It's like, okay, great, it's fine, whatever. But it doesn't take it away that it's not real. It is real. It's just you're not connected to it. So anyway, let's see. White magicians. We'll go into this a little bit more. They are very positive, though, the white ones. When I say white magicians, it could be different races, but they are part of a more positive magician Jesuit. I don't think they're Jesuits anymore, but I don't think so. They're part of the positive energies, assisting humanity in their awakening process. They get frustrated with humanity all the time. See, it's funny. It's like the dark, I think, are always happy. They might be miserable. I think they're always enjoying themselves. The light are in turmoil in some regard because humanity is like, they see what's going on. It's like nobody's listening to them. Some are. I think it's just very frustrating. And the dark is having a blast. They're just living. They're just having a blast. So anyway, whatever. Everybody has their purpose, obviously. Let's see. To go on more of my, I was going to show some pages of some of the stuff that I'm going to be publishing soon, of the comic I'm working on. I'm going to hold back on it, but I'll give you some detail of, let's see. The first one I kind of already gave you detail on, if you've already been following. If not, well, it's a comic about astral travel, but not too crazy. It's more subtle. I think I'm working on a title. I can tell you the title. I'm not going to give anything away. It's Ira. I think it's Olivia and Ira. Olivia and Ira and Astral something, maybe. I was just going to call it, or I was going to call it Ira and Olivia. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but either way, Ira is the main character. Olivia, obviously. Actually, it's Olivia's story. It's actually both their stories. But it's not done in a conventional way. And it has a lot of questions in it because it's not really explaining everything, but you should be able to figure it out. But those that are aware of what's going on should be able to figure it out. It's not that hard. But those that are new to all this might be kind of, what? But that's a whole part of it. It's not that cryptic. It's just a little bit. It's not that cryptic. It's just a little bit. So you kind of get yeah. Because I don't want to. I don't want to explain everything. I want you to kind of. It's very subtle. It's not as like twist. I like to add twists and craziness to it, and I'm gonna hold off on that. The project number 2. This one is really turned into something I was not really expecting. But I can give you a little bit more detail because I've been kind of tooling with it. So the idea, I don't want to go into the title of it because I'm going to hold it until it's getting ready to roll out. It's about AI. It's about humanity just being mind controlled. Nanotechnologies, transhumanism, basically, like we have computers in our brains and stuff like that. It was supposed to be like a comedy, like what is it, Archer? See Archer on FX. You know, it's just like a sexaholic show for adults, basically. It's funny, and I wasn't gonna do that type, but I was gonna make it a comedy. But the more I'm working on it, the more it's gonna have some comedy in it, but it's gonna be more of well, it's gonna have like how do I word it? Like THX 1138. I'm not gonna post it. I'll do it. I'm gonna go into this a little bit more detail tomorrow on the second one. The first one, I'm gonna keep that one kind of mystery. It's kind of like a soft romance in some regard. This one, I haven't quite cracked it yet. But THX 1138, it's a movie. It's a bunch of bald people controlled. That is going to go into this to some degree. The main character is African American. I can go into some details because it's going to be kind of scattered. Let's see, what do I want to let go, let out? Basically, now this is all pretty much common knowledge. Basically, orphans are being, they are manipulated. You can say for super soldiers and stuff like that. Not to go into all, well, they're being experimented with. Let's put it that way. Where this is going to have like Terminator like robots, like machines. Like, you're not going by the status quo, so we're going to take you out, basically. And put you out as a terrorist. And you see, most of society is brainwashed like our society. But also, it's going to have. Probably going to add this. I wasn't going to go in this direction, but it feels like it's sufficient enough. It's going to be like an apocalyptic type of future. I don't think I have any choice. It's going to be apocalyptic. It's going to be just like, but apocalyptic stories talk about modern times, and that's exactly. It's like, if you keep going this way, it's like everything's going to be just, I'm not trying to put that before that in as for a timeline. The idea is like a warning, you can say. I mean, obviously, you can say it's like a drink of wake up juice or whatever you want to call it. It's not to say we're going to go in that direction, but it's kind of like talking about our modern world. It's kind of like, it's kind of fucked up. So that's pretty much the message behind it. So it has, I don't want to give away too many elements, but that's kind of, I'm still piecing it. Anyway, I got a while for that one, but this one's turning into more. I mean, it's supposed to be like one issue. So I was going to have the romance one, Ira and Olivia, and then have this other one, the science fiction insane one. But the science fiction one is probably going to go into 2 issues. The way things are going, I have like 22 pages. Put that one out, and then have. Of course, it's going to take some time for all this. But like I said, end of September, Ira will probably be done. Of course, with shipping, takes forever. At least the project will be done. As for having the physical product is another story, because the shipping takes at least 2 weeks, a week and a half. Anyway, Because you gotta print it, and then they gotta ship it. It makes no sense why they ship it that slowly. But anyway, because the project, anyway, well, they ship it so it doesn't get damaged. So I see why they package it the way they do. But anyway, so yeah, I think Apocalyptic Future will probably work with the second one. So it's not all gonna be like that, but it'll have its twists that will get you there. So anyway, it's a little bit of everything. I haven't quite, I'm still working on the pieces of it, but as with Heavy Artur, I'll maybe tomorrow I'll give you kind of a more of a detail, because I am being told to give you some kind of imagery of what I'm talking about. Of course, I'm already doing it mentally, but things I have to look up, I'll actually show some of this stuff as it goes into development mode. So I'm not gonna put out the title of it, but it is part of AI and Big Brother type of stuff, which we're pretty much living as it is. So anyway, that's in the roster. Okay, I think I've said enough. I got to let this thing process and upload. So, all right, blessings everyone, and have a great weekend, and see you tomorrow.